This is I-Buddy Landell, and you're about to listen to Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, so stop working yourself into a shoot, you numbnuts. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't be a dumb ass and get offended by anything on this show. And if you do get offended, that's a you problem. Before I throw it to the fellas for another banger of an episode, shout out to all the BTT patrons, including the largest Patreon contributors of the show: Disrespectfully Classy, Mark E. Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, Good Old Justin, and Mike H. Now enjoy this Outlaw Mud Show podcast. Remember, if it don't snow, it don't go. And be blessed and be a blessing, pal.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where tonight we are covering WCW Saturday Night on TBS from November the 27th, 1993. If you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on the video, and make sure you type a comment or two or three or four with what you liked or didn't like about the episode. It definitely helps the channel grow, and it makes Harper very, very happy. Not you, Space Bay. You like to put hundreds of comments. Don't do that. You'll get us in trouble.
Why?
So just one or two for you's fine. But no, please post a comment of what you liked or didn't like about the episode. I recently dropped that demented looking character in the crowd on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that
tonight. And
Jesus.
Yeah. So you never know what you're going to get. You'll get clips, you'll get full shows, whatever. It's what I have time for outside of the shoot job, to be frank. Anyway, thumbs up on the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and then we'll go from there. Other than that, I'm with Crockett and Harper, Mr. Yeah, and Harper. Harper first. How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Living a dream?
Super. Thanks for asking.
I know.
Yeah, living a dream.
I try to take care of you, man.
I watched LSU fucking at 10 o'clock in the fucking morning. I watched them beat UCLA.
Because it got rained out the night before.
Yeah.
That pissed you off.
From the fucking Rouses. Yeah.
So how'd you watch it? Did you watch it at the shoot job?
Well, no, because I was walking out of Rouses and they got like a little break room area. I was like, the fuck is that? Damn, I forgot this was on. I was like, well, I gotta go. I can't sit here with y'all. And basically just kind of listen to it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, was it like 5 innings?
Yeah, about 5 innings left when it restarted.
Something like that, yeah. And I'm watching now, fucking UCLA's playing again.
Yeah, because they lost. They don't lose the bracket.
Yeah, that sucks, but they didn't have time to fucking take their damn uniforms off.
Boy, that was clean. I thought you were going to say something much worse.
Oh, come on.
Well,
bruh, did
yes.
you see the guy that had this dude had no hands, bruh. He's the first guy to get both new hands, left and right hand.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Luke
Skywalker was the first to get one, right?
It was some dude from Switzerland. He got 2 new hands.
I
was telling Tiffany, I was like, I bet you know the first thing he was fucking doing. That motherfucker probably never left the bathroom.
This is the first thing you thought of when you thought of this dude?
Yeah, because he's just like, damn, I can jerk myself off now. Thanks, America and technology.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
First thing you thought of, got some hands.
Yeah.
He can proceed to Javorskian.
He's like, fuck, I don't gotta pay that fucking broad at the massage parlor anymore.
Okay, Mr. Yeah. Crockett, how are you?
I mean, happy it's not Battle Bowl again.
Boy.
Oh my, yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah, Mike, thanks a lot for that.
That was rough.
Why don't you just skip over that?
You can't. You got to take the good with the bad.
Can.
No, I don't have to do anything.
Michael. Bro, we don't got to do anything. Bro, this shit ain't written down somewhere.
Bruh, that bullshit needed to be covered and crucified the way it was. And you know it.
The podcast is much better than the show. Let's put it that way.
I mean, like, and if you don't know what we're talking about, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT is where you can go listen to the three of us break that bull crap down and how terrible it was. Oh, and spoiler alert, I put something at the end of it that I think our hardcore listeners are going to love.
Really?
Yes. And I'm just going to leave the tease there. I won't say what it is. But if you're a hardcore listener of BTT, you're going to love it.
It's like those PSA things like at the end of G.I. Joe where they're like, don't talk to strangers.
Right.
Knowing is half the battle.
Man.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, remember that?
Oh, yeah. Mike, how was your Father's Day?
Let's see. I cut the grass. And it was just another Sunday.
They left you alone?
Partially, I guess.
Did you get any gifts?
I don't even want to talk about that. I got a gift card, but it's let me just say it like this.
Yes.
There's a kitchen utensil that I purchased not even a year ago, maybe 6 months ago. And it was lost at some point.
What the fuck does that mean?
Because I have children who take things and then don't know how to return them and they lose them. So that's what it means.
Where are they going with the kitchen utensil?
Yeah. I mean, where'd they go with the toaster oven?
So I said a utensil, not an appliance. Okay.
What's a utensil? Like
just
a knife?
It could be a scissors or something.
A spatula?
I don't know. Why are you being so vague about it?
Yeah.
Because it's going to sound
Michael?
really stupid, but it's the principle of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I get it. I get 2 gift cards and I get fucking dogs are barking. I get 2 gift cards in this utensil that was lost that I bought. So I look at the misses because I can't bite my tongue and I go, huh. So part of my gift is something that I bought already that is being bought again, but we're going to pass that off as a gift. And boy, I got the eyes cut at me.
I bet you did, bruh. You ungrateful fuck. My mom was right.
But do you catch my drift with this, man? It's like, don't you? It's like, wait, no, this ain't a gift. This is some shit that I had already bought that shouldn't have been lost, and now you're going to pass it off as a gift. And it's the principle of it.
You're replacing something, but you're wrapping it up as a gift.
Say that again.
Are you sure it's not the same one?
Say that again.
Are you sure it's not the same one?
It's not, because it was in the package.
Oh, okay.
So they are replacing something that they lost. And they're trying to push it off as a Father's Day gift.
There you go.
Thanks, Dad.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
It was that and something for the barbecue pit. Both were lost, and now you replace it and pass it off as a gift.
How you lose something like that, bro? Like, what are you doing? I bet
have
they threw
fucking
it away.
Kids and then ask me that question, which is not going to happen. How do you lose something like that? I don't know. And it pisses me off to no end because my whole thing is, and I get in a lot of trouble when I say this in my house, I'm like, return the shit where you found it. And you would be surprised how hard that is for teenagers to do.
Yeah.
Bro, I went off one day in the house. My daughter and son were looking at me like I was a devil. I said, I can't wait till this fucking house is kid free. And I know it cut them deep, and I meant it.
You motherfucker. Wow.
And my
You're
wife,
such an asshole.
my wife was like, I can't believe you. I said it had to be said.
That's mean, Michael, because one day they're not going to be there, and then you're going to be like, how come they're not calling me? And it's going to be like the Cats in the Cradle in a Silver Spoon fucking song.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, that my Father's Day was fine though. I got gifts sent. I got gifts given to me that were replacements of shit that shouldn't have been lost. And I got a couple of little small gift cards, and then I had to go cut the grass because nobody else is going to do it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You know what happens over here for gifts? I don't know how to. It doesn't even necessarily have to be Father's Day, but I don't get what I need. When I don't get what I want, I get what she thinks I need.
Bruh.
That's women in a nutshell.
Yeah, 'cause, like when I was single, I had one jacket for all occasions. So
And you survived just fine.
For the middle of the winter, I'd wear the jacket. Otherwise, I'm wearing a hoodie or whatever. I probably have like 6 to 8 jackets now. And same thing with shoes too. I had a pair of sneakers that I wore all the time, a pair of boots I wear occasionally, and dress shoes when someone died. And now who knows how many pairs of shoes I have, but oh yeah, I think you need more. Like I did just fine, like you said, with I one year I wore just a heavy hoodie with like a wool lining on it. That's what I wore all winter long, all year long. But now I got all the shit hanging in closets everywhere here.
Well,
yep.
I'm a pet parent, so it was Father's Day for me too. Because I got
really.
Because I was like, bro, it's Sunday, it's my day off. I'm sitting here playing Aliens all fucking day. Leave me the fuck alone. She's like, it's the worst mistake I ever made buying this. I said, look, I'm a pet parent. Today is my Father's Day, and this is what Susie's father wants to do. So live with it.
Oh, Susie.
Dude.
Susie.
He's
sitting on the floor looking at me right now.
He shows that PS5 more attention than anything.
Bro, I can't stop playing that Aliens game, bro. I need to call BetterHelp for this shit, bro.
No, it's not an official sponsor of BTT.
Yeah.
Wait, is Aliens based on the movie?
Yeah, it's called Aliens Fireteam Elite. You ever played Gears of War for Xbox?
No, I've heard of it. I am playing it.
Right. Well, it's like that. It's like you're the Colonial Marines, and you got to go in and just mow down the aliens, and they're all coming at you. You got to put the landmines out and the sentry guns, and it's just balls to the wall, badass. And it's you with like 3 other dudes, and there's like 4 or 5 different soldiers you can pick, and they all have different weapons. And you just gotta fight the aliens. Oh, bruh. Last week I was sitting there playing it. And you know how I got the controller with the speaker in it, right? And this dude's kind of talking, and I hear like a female voice. And she's like, "You still playing that? We ain't gonna turn that off." Then he muted it. So it was his old lady fucking screaming out because he was still playing the Aliens game.
Well, you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Has anyone else been executed in front of you?
What you? Oh no.
No. You haven't run into that guy again.
Fucking guy. No.
If you help him up again, you're next.
Yeah. Fucking nuts, bro. It was probably Zoncha.
All right. All right, real quick. Then I'm going to throw it to Crockett for something. Got a couple of quick shout outs here. Shout out to some patrons. Shout out to Shawnee and John for bumping up their patron pledge. Shout out to Author S. Shout out to Matt S. for going annual. Joey H. John E. And lastly, E.N. Thanks for becoming patrons or continuing your patronage. And then I have one other thing related to not just Patreon, but 5-star reviews. It's been a while. I had this one, I think, last week, and I totally whiffed on reading it. Hold on, Crockett. Let me get these glasses on. You know, I can't see without the reading glasses.
Boy, get the cheaters.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. So this one is from Nola Mintz, 5-star review. It says, "Book it" in the title. I only recently started listening to this show, but it's been great to dig through the older ones, reviewing classic wrestling programs. It's been great to get a feel on stuff I missed out on as a kid and re-examining stuff that I saw with a more nuanced eye. I hope that one day Mike goes back and finishes reviewing the Mid-South shows, but until then, at least I know I've got about 9 years worth of content to catch up on. So he must have started listening 1 year into the show. That's around the time we started doing the Saturday nights. So thank you, Nola Mintz, for that fantastic 5-star review. And yes, please enjoy all that old content. And don't forget to become a patron while you're enjoying it. tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT, especially if you want to hear us put the boots to Battle Bowl 93, which, unless you're a patron, you didn't get a show last week. That is at tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. We don't do ads. We don't do any of that other stuff, but you can become a patron and get the gold out there. 400 plus Patreon exclusive shows are available for you.
I heard you bailed on the Mid-South show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You definitely bailed on it. That's what I heard. I saw it on a Facebook group.
Oh,
I saw it on GermanSuplex.com.
You saw somebody on a Facebook group say that I bailed on the show.
Yes, that's what I'm
led to
believe.
That is your source.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that source is as reliable as Mike Johnson, but okay.
Oh,
what's that mean? Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it. Do you want me to talk about it? Because I will. I have no shame here.
Okay, let's go to.
See, he's avoiding it because he doesn't want me to bring it up. Calling people we know because he got mad because we were just busting his balls and he gets pissed off at the show.
That's nice.
So he calls a mutual friend, bro, I don't appreciate them talking bad about me. But you ain't heard that from me.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Hard-boiled Harper.
So like I said.
Hey, bring on.
Like I said, what was I saying? I didn't bail on anything.
All right.
We already talked about this. Why are we
your word against his?
Why are
your word against his?
My word against some dipshit in a Facebook group.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Who has no affiliation with the show? It's not even the BTT Facebook group. It's just some Facebook group out there that you're bringing this up on. Crockett, you wanted to get into something before we get into this week's Saturday night. So let me throw to you for some seriousness now.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick, recently online, there was a post by my old podcast partner from the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, Brian Milonas, the Kingpin. He made a post saying that he's hanging it up, no longer wrestling. He's been doing it since, I think he started training in 2001 or something like that. And he had his last match last February. So a good buddy of mine, we obviously came pretty close doing the podcast, and I know he's had some health issues lately. He's pretty banged up, so I just wanted to wish Brian well. Hopefully he sticks around. I know he was doing some training with Beyond Wrestling up in this neck of the woods in Massachusetts, so I hope he sticks with that because he's he's very good at it, and he's definitely become one of the most respected guys in the New England wrestling scene. Of course, he was got a big shot with Ring of Honor and did that for a couple of years, which is obviously a career highlight for him. Working in Madison Square Garden on that MSG, on that ROH New Japan show. They had an MSG, so he had a great career. A lot of things that he didn't think he could accomplish, he was able to accomplish. A lot of it is he was like, he came up in the wrong time when he just started. WCW just closed, ECW just closed. WWE was the only game in town, and they were looking for the cookie cutter guys with abs. And so, I mean, his dream was WWF. He didn't quite get there, but he had an awesome run in Ring of Honor, and like he said, the respect of everyone in New England and beyond. So, cheers to Brian Milonas on behalf of the Bouncers from Ring of Honor on a great career.
I actually thought Ring of Honor kind of dropped the ball with him and Beer City Bruiser.
Yeah, they could have done a little more. Yeah, definitely.
They had a little steam at one point, and I remember like because they'd come out with that beer chant, and they'd have the beer cups, and Bruiser's got the keg. They were getting over.
They got over.
Yeah, they were, and then it was like ROH just dumped cold water on them, and I didn't understand that for nothing. Because they to me, they were like, there was a connection because they were just like the common men. Like,
I mean,
they were big guys. Milonas made Bruiser look small, which is, I'm not trying to insult Milonas. Bruiser is a big man, but like they just were both big men, and they could just bring the fight to you. I think Ring of Honor just dropped the ball with him. Like I'm not trying to say that mean, but they had something going at a point, and I just felt like Ring of Honor just kind of like dropped the ball with him.
Yeah, Milonas had a lot of instances in his career where he kind of broke the mold, like the Super 8, which was like a huge tournament. He was, he says it himself, the first fat guy in the Super 8, which is like the biggest independent wrestling tournament for a long time. He kind of like would break the mold. Like Ring of Honor, you wouldn't expect a guy like Brian of his size to be a part of it, and he found his way in and did very well. So yeah, Brian was not the stereotypical wrestler of the day, but he was able to navigate that and carve out a nice little spot for himself. So yeah, he did some amazing things in wrestling, and I'm sure he's going to continue to do amazing things as long as he sticks around. I really hope he does.
Harper, I don't know if you remember that ROH show we went to in New Orleans, Supercard of Honor.
Yeah.
What was that, 2016? No, 17?
WrestleMania.
Whatever year that was.
The first one. I was here.
Whatever one year that was. Whatever WrestleMania was in New Orleans, Supercard of Honor was the night before. Milonas and Bruiser wrestled Perry and Luke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was televised, but it wasn't on the actual pay-per-view. I think they were the first match.
Man.
Like YouTube thing, maybe?
No, it was before that. But back then I think Ring of Honor had their Honor Club. I think they still do, now that I say that. But it was on, I think it was on Honor Club, but I remember it was a funny story because I'm texting Milonas the night before. I was like, "Hey, what are y'all doing tomorrow? Who y'all working with? Who y'all wrestling?" And he's like, he didn't know who Luke and Perry were. He goes, "Oh, two local guys." He just said two local guys, and I'm like, two local guys. I think, what local guys? I know the local guys. If I don't know them personally, I know them here in my city. So I think it was the like right before the show, and you and I kind of got there a little late, Harper. We walked in when a match was happening, from what I remember. I had to go back and watch it on Honor Club at the time. But yeah, they worked Luke and Perry on that. And I mean, thinking about it, I think back to that because Perry must have been like 18 at the time.
He had to be, bro, because he's like 26 now.
Yeah, he was just a little boy. I mean, really. But anyway, so so I have a question. With Milonas retiring now, so when's the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing coming back, Crockett?
Yeah, well, I did talk about to him if he wanted to do an episode about it, and he's not ready to do that yet, and maybe he will some point soon. So I don't know. As always, stay tuned. Don't unsubscribe from Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, the podcast feed, and Someday maybe.
So regardless of what y'all do, it is June now. We're getting to the end of June. Are you and I going to do a Festivus episode?
Oh, I might have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because air some grievances. I got some grievances to air.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into the main show, just want to mention this show that we're about to record. It's going to drop on the night before BTT Wildkat X-Rated on June the 27th. So this show is going to drop on the 26th, and BTT/Wildkat X-Rated is happening Friday night, June the 27th. So I don't know if the tickets are still available right now. I'm pretty sure they're just about sold out. Maybe one or two remaining. Who knows? But anyway, if you're going to be traveling there, and if you are listening to this before the show on the night it drops, Harper and I will see you there. Oh, Harper, I, and Crockett will see you there. That's crazy. Crockett's going to make it before Doc to a BTT X-Rated.
Crockett's going to be in a corner drinking hand grenades.
Bruh. So we're going to take him
out with big old thick black chicks.
Oh my God. I don't know what's wrong with that.
I'm just saying.
Okay. You just saying, huh?
He's got a wife and kids at the house.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to love you. You're going to come back smelling like sin.
Okay. All right, Crockett, anything else before we get into this show?
No, man, let's do this thing.
All right.
Bruh.
What are you brewing?
When is this motherfucker leaving?
Who?
Oh,
the assassin.
he's just getting started, dude.
Yeah,
he's gonna be here a while.
Yeah, he's just getting started.
Jesus Christ.
So if anybody wants to know, the opening of the show of November 27th, 1993, Saturday night on TBS. We're still in Dalton, Georgia. October the 6th of 93 is when it was taped. This is the second half of the taping from that day. The assassin is walking out with Colonel Parker and Steve Austin, and that is what Harper is upset about as we watch the video version of this.
He adds nothing, bro. I'm sorry.
He adds nothing? I think
1993?
I think he adds a lot into that fucking mask. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. God, I saw that airbrush shirt. What the fuck? Man, these people it just writes itself.
Okay, what did you see?
This broad, she's got the airbrush shirt that probably says something. Her name, Jeff.
Something loves, yeah.
Something loves Jeff.
And that's probably Jeff sitting next to her. Man.
Are we going to talk about the crowd or the wrestling tonight?
Look at these. Oh, Jesus. You saw the hair on that kid? Holy shit.
It's just
he's got his finger up his nose. Look at the one on the right.
No, not him.
I know, but look, he's digging for gold, Harper. He's got to do this.
Where?
I mean,
yeah. God, that kid's just picking his, bro, he's up to his wrist.
Right.
He's looking at the camera like, girl, I like monster trucks. And
what are you saying Jesus Christ to?
That kid.
that guy, the guy next to the kid with the nose.
Okay.
God damn, bro.
Bro, he was going for gold. Oh, that kid up at the top right. Okay.
Yeah, what the fuck? These people. Jesus Christ.
It's Georgia.
It's like Smoky Mountain all over again.
I don't want to go that far. We saw some disturbing things in Smoky.
Yeah, the South really won that war.
Okay. On to the match. We got Steve Austin, who's got Steve Austin and Paul Orndorff. So Colonel Robert Parker's out there. The assassin is out there. They're basically dual managing Austin and Orndorff. And Austin and Orndorff are taking on Arn Anderson and Paul Roma. So I just want to say something at the top of this show. We got pretty much two decent length matches in this show. The first one and the last one. Everything in between is like super quick. That said, Crockett, I guess the way we do it now is I throw to you and start asking you what you got from this match.
Yeah, so like you said, this is taped in the beginning of October. So yes. This is like, I mean, Arn is a pincushion at this time in real time. So he's not. This is from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the show, like you said, it goes on a little while. One point, Orndorff attacks Roma while he's on the floor, but I noticed he always get his eyes on the referee, and that's a good heel. He's always checking to make sure the referee is occupied, because you see some guys that just they get a guy on the floor in front of them and they just go to work on him. You got to make sure the referee's not looking. That's a good heel right there. I'm sorry, I always do this referee stuff.
Oh, no. We love it. We get the ref's perspective on this show.
Yeah. So anyway, Roma obviously is the one taking the heat in this thing, gets a little comeback or two. And he backdrops out of an Orndorff pile driver and gets the hot tag to Arn. And I guess we go into the finish from there.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty competitive match overall. But like you said, we get the hot tag. Arn comes in, he's on fire. So what ends up happening in this finish is Austin's going to pin Arn Anderson after Orndorff came off the top behind the ref's back, as Arn had Austin covered following a spine buster. But during the finish, the thing that happens here is the assassin climbs up on the corner, and he tells Roma, "Don't make the save." And you see Roma kind of look at Assassin, and then he just gets out the ring and just lets it happen. So we kind of saw maybe a little bit of dissension between Arn and Roma on the last one, and now here we see it again. It seems like Paul Roma definitely ain't gonna be a baby face for much longer.
No.
Your breakdown after you saw that, Crockett.
No, yeah, it was interesting way to go about that. Roma just kind of stands over them, and Assassin's kind of wagging his finger at him, saying, don't save him. And Tony and Jesse were good at pointing that out and making sure that got across, because it might have been missed otherwise, but they were right on top of it, which is good. So I mean, that's kind of foreshadowing things to come with Roma and the Assassin. It was a decent match. Hey, did you guys ever talk about the Sid and Arn incident?
I don't think so. Huh?
Well, I mean, I talked about what happened, how the stabbing incident happened, and then they were both basically suspended, pending investigation or whatever. But I talked about it from that perspective, and then once Sid eventually is let go. But was there something you wanted to mention regarding it?
I found what started the heat between the two of them.
I remember this, but I can't recall it.
I think it was something where weren't they both drunk, and he kept saying you're the reason why we're sucking right now, or something like that. Yeah,
I found something. Let me just read it to you. It says, both men had been drinking, and Vicious was talking to Arn and ribbing him over the fact that he had just received that $100,000 per year raise, while Anderson received a $100,000 a year pay cut. We had talked about this. God. We had talked about this before when we were on when I was on the show recently, that under Bill Watts, Arn took a huge pay cut. Yeah. So Sid's basically bragging that he got $1,000 a year bonus or whatever for his new contract, and Arn took a $100,000 a year pay cut.
He sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, Vicious is saying that the company was going to be built around him, and I think that was they were going towards that for Starrcade. It was going to be originally Vader versus Vicious, with Vicious most likely going over. So he was bragging about the company's going to be built around him. It's time for Arn and the other old man, like Ric Flair, to step aside so he could take over. So yeah, that's how the whole thing started.
Yeah, I think they were actually gonna. That was the plan at one point, to unify the title. I can't remember if Arn was gonna get it, or I think I think Sid was eventually supposed to get it. So I thought at one point they had said it would be like Sid and Vader, and then the titles would be unified. And then I think it was Sid that was going to get it, but now I'm drawing a blank. But I did know that the direction was definitely Sid and Vader. But once this stabbing incident happened, well, that ended that.
Yep.
Well, how bad was Arn messed up from the stabbing?
I don't know. Like I said, he was like he got stabbed probably like 20 or 30 times, I think.
Jesus
Christ.
I
think that's what it said with the
that
thing that I read.
times?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that. I didn't know he got
poked him.
Sid, he got Sid first, I think, with the scissors, and then somehow the scissors got away from Arn, and Sid got them, and he went to town.
I remember Vader telling a story on a pod years ago. I think he basically said, you know, I basically saved Arn's life, like he plugged the hole up or something so he wouldn't bleed out, or I can't remember if that was a story or what, but. Yeah, and of course I'll be getting it wrong, but I probably got that wrong. But I swear I could remember that.
I'm seeing here. It's Sid Anderson received a total of 20 stab wounds, most in the shoulders and back.
Boy,
damn, he stabbed him in the back. Wow, that's okay, stabbed him in the back, literally.
Literally, yeah.
I mean, you know how it is, dude. If they're drunk and there's a scissors involved and they're fighting, oh my god.
God, he must have been bleeding like a stuffed pig. Bro.
Yeah, man. Like there'd be blood everywhere.
Apparently, Too Cold came to break it up. I wonder if he was wearing that's the windbreaker suit like he wore at the Battle Bowl.
Too Cold Scorpio.
Here goes Scorpio.
We're going to the game room. We're not going to school.
All right. Well, back to the show. I want y'all to notice something. So do you see what Jesse's wearing?
Yep.
So when they're doing these like wraparounds, this is obviously center stage, but they're in Dalton, Georgia. So, and if you remember, Jesse wore this ridiculous shirt several weeks ago on Saturday night. So my guess is they filmed all those that same day, whenever that episode was taped several weeks ago. And then they're just, pitching it to what's happening here. So anyway,
Doc would be all pissed off. When it comes to wardrobe, he's very upset with that stuff.
Doc. Yeah, of course. Anyway, during this segment where they're doing this wraparound, Gene breaks the news that he broke at Battle Bowl that Starrcade will be in Charlotte next month. He broke the news at Battle Bowl regarding Starrcade. That's going to be in December, so it's going to be back in Charlotte. So, and then on that note, we head straight to the ring for Ice Train versus Paul Lee. Quick match. Things are about to speed up with these next several matches until we get to the main event. But a quick match between these two. Shivani did mention during the match that Vader won Battle Bowl and that Flair is okay after Vader beat him down at Battle Bowl, because Vader put a beat down on Flair. And Ice Train wins this one pretty quickly in about a minute or so, maybe a little less. Did you have anything from this one, Crockett?
No, there's really nothing to it. But by the way, I read something else too. That do you remember that power bomb that Vader gave Charlie Norris in the Battle Bowl, the opening match?
The one where Harper pointed out that Vader almost fell down.
Yeah, he injured his back. I don't know if he injured his back in the midst of giving it to him, or just, I don't know if it was the fact that he was injured that it got fucked up, or the fact that it's chicken and the egg. You know what I mean? I don't know how, but afterwards, apparently he was injured.
So
he still made it to the Starrcade though. So
okay, I was about to say you never can tell. If I had no clue, because on the TVs or anything, a bunch of the stuff's taped ahead of time. But anyway, you can't tell that he was injured.
Yeah, maybe that's why he was. Yeah, maybe that's why it got all wonky because his back went out in the middle of it. But who knows?
I don't know. I agree with Harper. It was like Charlie Norris kind of went too far through no fault of his own, and at that point, it's like Vader's trying to make up for gravity, at that because Norris is just flying over him, and he stumbles and nails it. But all right, well.
Ice Train wins with a power slam, kind of a nod to Ron Simmons. And I think we go into a promo right now with Ice Train.
Yeah, we're going to go into a promo. Here it is. Ice Train. He is talking to Tony Schiavone ringside. Here it is.
Hey, what, my man? You're looking great here in World Championship Wrestling, no doubt about that. But I know something after talking to you a couple of weeks ago, still laying heavy on your mind, and you and the man you've patted yourself after, Ron Simmons, at this tremendous tag team match. It didn't go your way, I know. Ron Simmons was out here last week, and it's got your attention, still thinking about it.
Tony Schiavone, I've been in the gym, training with the weights, doing the reps with 600 pounds. I made a mistake. Something's on my mind. I took my eye off the match, Tony, and I guarantee, look into my eyes, that it won't happen again. I will not let this man down ever again.
Let me tell you something, brother. Nobody in this business and in this sport has made more mistakes than Ron Simmons, all right? Now, what you did was what we had already covered before. When you asked for my guidance and you asked for my wisdom in this sport, I'm giving it to you, all right? But you have got to stay focused on what you're doing. Now, 2 weeks ago, you took your eyes off of what was going on. We were in a tag team match. You thought a young lady fell down around the ring. That wasn't the case, okay? Look, when Ron Simmons is out there in that ring, you don't have a roving eye for a young lady's behind. Your eye should be on Ron Simmons' behind and not when I'm getting my butt kicked in that ring, all right? Now, but, hey, you got all the tools and everything to make it in this sport, and I'm going to give you all the wisdom and all the knowledge that I've got, right? But look, not to change the subject, Tony, hey, a couple of weeks ago, brother, you were supposed to have shown up, right, for a workout. 9 o'clock, what happened?
I was there 8:45 in the morning, 8:45 a.m., like you told me to be. I was there 8:45, Ron.
No, brother, no. Hey. 9 o'clock at night. That's when it was, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't be all right.
All right, Ice Train and Ron Simmons, a little signal stroke there. But
I'm sorry. I had to laugh. Ron Simmons says, stop looking at her behind. Look at my behind.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, at the pay-per-view. Oh.
Go ahead, Crockett. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. At the pay-per-view, Ron basically just got super aggressive during his Lethal Lottery match. Was borderline heel most of the match. Just really taking it to whoever he was wrestling. I forget who. I think it was Sting, right? Yeah, it was Sting. Ron is continuing to trend in that direction, looks like.
I don't remember him as a heel.
I don't either at this point, yeah.
I mean, I never saw any of this anyway.
I don't remember. Maybe he gets injured at some point soon, but I don't remember him having a heel run after this.
I don't. I have faint memories of it, but it's not much. The worst part about it is he just is floundering now. And you're like, it just feels like another talent that they're letting go to waste. I mean, and you can't blame Bill Watts at this point because he's long gone. But I did laugh when he told Ice Train, don't look at that young lady's behind, look at mine. I don't think Ron meant it to come across that way.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Right. Whatever floats your boat, man. I mean, it just sounds funny. What's that shirt my brother-in-law has, Harper?
Spread cheeks, not hate.
There you go. All right. Well, coming out of Ice Train's promo with Ron Simmons there, where Ron's trying to help him out, we go to a video package replay. They show the replay of the announcement of Starrcade being in Greensboro, and then they show Flair coming out with a contract for Vader to sign. And Vader originally doesn't want to sign it because, as Harley points out, what does Vader have to gain? But then when they look at the contract, Harley says, no, you want to sign this because if Flair doesn't beat you, Vader, he's going to retire. So there was that. Then we see a quick replay of Vader and Flair from Battle Bowl when Flair was stretchered out when Vader splashed Flair on the ramp. He also dropped an elbow on Flair, so there was that. Crockett, any thoughts on this segment from Battle Bowl, which, damn.
Yeah, that was an elbow to the taint, by the way.
Elbow to the taint, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you remember Harper when they were on the ramp?
Oh, right.
And he like drops the elbow right in Flair's nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Couldn't have been nice. Couldn't have been good.
Not at all.
Couldn't have been fun.
So then we come back for some fresh new content after we get a few minutes of replays. We got Harlem Heat. They're getting a Rolex this week, I think. Versus...
Are you sure?
Well, we'll see. Versus Dustin Rhodes and the Shockmaster.
Oh, boy.
Quick match, but I'll throw it to you. Any thoughts, Crockett?
Yeah, Jesse says that Dustin is gutsy for taking on a partner like Shockmaster. So still throwing shade at old Uncle Fred, Jesse Ventura.
Leave this guy alone. Come on.
So I want to know, I mean, this is another super quick match with the finish out of nowhere that kind of is like, why? I don't know. Do you think that this was the called planned finish, Mike? Or do you think that, Fred is new around here and forgot you can't just toss a guy over the top rope? And the referee had to call it.
I didn't really know what to think of it because it just was very weird. I mean, it's a short match. It was like 3 minutes long, so it wasn't like they did anything. But, yeah, I don't know. It just, out of nowhere, we get a DQ when Shockmaster throws Kane over the top rope as Dustin was being double teamed. There Stevie Ray goes. I've like, and the crowd was like, what?
Yeah, it didn't really make much sense. I thought maybe it was the fact that he didn't know that was a rule in WCW and it just happened. But
they're trying to work it like he doesn't know it's a rule, or like he legitimately doesn't know it's a rule.
He legitimately didn't know that that tossing the guy over the top rope was a DQ, and the referee just had to call it because he was right there.
Right.
With as bad as they've been treating him, I have no clue.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
like I could see either side of it.
Another fucking hiccup in the career of the Shockmaster.
Yeah, but it made no sense. I mean, you saw it there. We just watched it. It was just really dumb. Well,
yeah.
Speaking of dumb things, it's been a couple weeks. How about a new clip of the Amateur Challenge? Let's go to that now. Harper, watch these slapdicks.
You guys did what I heard about the Amateur Challenge. I freaked out. Okay? I went out and got a video camera, and I'm taping this for you now, because you gotta know, this is my dream. World Championship Wrestling, watch out. Because in just a little while, I am going to be bringing to you the greatest athlete professional wrestling will ever see. WCW, you've been looking for me for so long. Finally found it. I don't know how you got in my house like this, but again, since you went through all this trouble, I'll give you an interview. I've been a high school champion. I've been a college champion. Even though I didn't finish, no big deal. I don't want to get into that. The WCW Amateur Challenge, if that's what you want to call it, hey, that's fine. If that's what it takes to get to WCW, that's fine. But hey, we're not amateurs here. We're professionals. Yeah, says.
Yeah, I don't know what any of those guys were saying. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know.
This was one guy got a TV on in the background while he's trying to cut a fucking promo. He's got like Red Shoe Diaries on the TV in the background as he's trying to fucking.
Is he wearing scrubs?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Two things. The guy you're talking about, I swear he's wearing scrubs. The TV's on in the background, and if you look to the right, that's a window unit. That's like a window unit. So I was like, if that thing, because you really couldn't understand him. I was like, is it the TV? Is a combination of the TV, maybe the window unit's on, and then the WCW music's playing? You can't hear nothing he's saying. And yes, it does look like he has scrubs on.
Yeah. And then the other guy looks like your boy Bruce Pritchard.
Right. He looks just like him.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah. Needless to say, that probably was not the funniest or the worst.
Now, the Amateur Challenge, there's no resolution to this. This is like no one gets a contract or anything, right? It's just basically just to eat up a minute of TV time and make their audience look stupid.
I don't think anything ever comes of it. I don't remember anything ever coming of it. I do know that one of our listeners, John Sutton out there, he was on one of the amateur challenges that we did a few weeks back. He did say in the Facebook group that he got a signed photograph from Tony Schiavone for doing it, and it said something like best wishes or something. I can't remember exactly, but at least they got that. But I don't think there's like ever anything that comes out of it. I don't know. And I think Ian Riccaboni, he said he asked Tony Schiavone about it, and he doesn't know who was watching him and, doing all this and going through all these tapes. Because that was like Harper's other question. Like, who's watching these tapes? Because can you imagine how many were sent in? Like, who's watching it and who's cutting it?
Hi, WCW.
I mean, can you imagine
I can do this.
Like, think of some of the ones we've seen. Can you imagine some of the people that sent in tapes?
Bro, they probably, man.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're with you with the voicemail line we did. You said keep it to a minute. I'm sure these people went on and on and on. Bro. There was no restrictions.
There probably was people holding church. Somebody was up there doing a full sermon, 45 minutes of a tape. You better believe it. Because you notice what they're doing, too, when they do these segments. It's not like most of them, they don't let the person just talk the whole time. They're like splicing them together. Like we'll see 3 people, and then you'll see 20 seconds of one person. They'll cut 20 seconds to the other person, 15 seconds to the other person, back to 15 seconds to the other person. So you don't get to see the whole thing at one point. So they're like splicing them all together and mixing them. I mean, so you can imagine, it's like you said, Crockett, I bet you there's people who went on for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. Like they were, like I said, like they were holding church.
Yeah. And if you want to hear Jesse's thoughts on the amateur challenge, 34-45. If you want to go back.
Yeah,
he goes on for a little bit. The two of them go on for a little bit about it.
About how stupid it is. Yeah, Jesse's been very vocal about his so here we go. Hold on. I'm getting to it right now. 34-45. Here we go. Let's see what Jesse's got to say. It goes on for a little while, though, you said, Crockett?
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Well, the amateur challenge just continues each and every week. You like those, don't you?
It's brutal.
What do you mean it's brutal?
It's brutal on me to watch it.
Fans, we want to make sure you keep sending your tapes in. We'll be giving you the address. I do understand in the weeks to come once again. Remember, the videotapes are the property of World Championship Wrestling. Here is Fred Avery to meet the All-American Ron Simmons. And now for the latest knock on Florida State, let's go to Jesse.
No. Who at World Championship Wrestling wants to keep those tapes? What do you mean they're the property of World Championship? I can't imagine who in the world would want them.
I don't know. There's got to be somebody around here.
Oh. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Being a great color man that I am who goes behind the scenes and understands things and finds out stuff, you know what I found out about Ron Simmons?
What's that, Jess?
The night before the Notre Dame-Florida State game, and I have the phone bill to prove it, Ron Simmons made a long-distance call to Lou Holtz.
Wait a minute. A duck into the mid.
That's all right.
No, I actually had that timestamp where Jesse's basically saying that I remember this game that he's talking about, Notre Dame versus Florida State. And it's funny that he's saying Simmons tipped off Notre Dame and Lou Holtz before the game with Florida State, almost kind of like building up as a heel because Ron Simmons is a Florida State, alum. So, he's giving Notre Dame some information so that Notre Dame can pull off the upset and get the win. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, he was doing that at the pay-per-view too. Yeah, he's been going on about that.
But yeah, Jesse doesn't give a shit about the amateur challenge, man.
No.
He wants it. He's tired of it. It's like, why are we still? He's probably legitimately saying, why are we still giving these people valuable airtime?
That's how they found Shockmaster.
Right.
I'm trying to find the point. Yeah, there's no resolution. There's nothing happening at the end of this.
I don't think there is. That's why I don't remember them doing anything. Somebody win the contract. I think it just ends and that's it.
Yeah. This Fred Avery, by the way, I don't know if he doesn't know how to take a proper bump or he doesn't want to take a proper bump. All of his bumps are terrible. He lands on his side. He doesn't know how to take like a flat back bump, or maybe he's hurt or something, but I don't know. His bumps are awful.
We've seen him a bunch of times.
Yeah, I know. I know the name, which is, look at this bump here.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
He turned on the shoulder tackle.
Yeah, I know the name. So I was like, well, is this how he always? Maybe he's just hurt and like he doesn't want to bump properly, or he just can't. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Bump's awful. Also, I want to go back to 36:55. Listen to the way they pump the fake crowd noise in here. It's really like jarring.
All right, I'm at 36:49. Let me play it. How long you want me to play it?
I mean, you'll hear it kind of go from nothing to something out of nowhere, and it's really like blatant and terribly done.
All right, here it is.
Former world heavyweight champion. He and Ice Train have not really been seeing eye to eye recently, but they're ironing out their little differences. I think the youngster Ice Train is just too. He gets too excited when Ron's around because he thinks so much about him, Jess.
Well, he's also a rookie, Tony, and rookies make mistakes.
Yeah, it went from silent to like this semi.
Michael Jackson showed up.
Right. and then you look at the crowd and like nobody. I saw that pump. That was a terrible. I don't know what's going on with Fred Avery.
Watch his reversal. Watch the reversal. Oh shit! It's coming up at 38 minutes.
Oh, poor guy.
This guy
at 38 minutes.
He hadn't looked bad like that before. I'll go to 38. But yeah, that crowd noise was really weird.
Yeah, and I hadn't noticed it, but it's at points it's just fucking awful. Like you hear the real noise of the crowd, which I mean it's a squash match with Ron Simmons and Fred Avery, and then like he gets a body slam and the fucking roof comes unglued. Watch the reversal here.
Oh my god!
You see that reversal, Harper?
Oh boy, that's rough, huh?
One hand.
It's like a backwards pass in basketball the way he does it. I mean, like, what is he doing?
Yeah, what the fuck? Man.
Is Fred Avery ill? Jesus.
There's some guys, if you disrespect them like that by just doing like a nonchalant reversal, they would fucking put their foot through your face.
You ain't lying about that. Wow.
I don't know what's going on with Fred Avery.
I have no clue. Well, Ron Simmons wins with a shoulder tackle for the win. We then go to the Starrcade Control Center with Mean Gene. We see Flair's challenge to Vader for the third time because we saw it once at Battle Bowl and we saw it once earlier tonight, and now we're seeing it again on here. So they keep going to it. And then I have some questions for you about the way they present this promo from Flair.
Yes.
Okay. So during the segment, Mean Gene throws to, it's supposed to look like a simulated projection of Flair. I don't know how else to describe it. I'll let Crockett describe it after I play it. It's only a minute long. Here's Flair talking about Starrcade.
You tried with everything that you and Race could put together to take me out. Well, it doesn't work like that, pal. I'm not the baddest man on the face of this earth, but I'm the hungriest. I can't stand being second best. You know, Montana thought about walking away, but he's right back in there, pal, leading the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Jordan did walk away. LT tried it, but he's back in the ball game. Muhammad Ali, maybe he made the right decision, maybe he didn't. The bottom line is, I might be a little sore, I might be a little hurt, but when your career is on the line, when what you do for a living, that you've lived and breathed every day of your life for, is on the line, you either get up and you get ready, or you get out. I'm back, I'm ready, and Vader, I'm betting on Ric Flair. Woo! There.
I'm so distracted by whatever is going on with this projection of him. I mean, the promo is fine, but do you want to describe this, Crockett?
It's like, help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
There you go.
R2-D2 projector promo, basically. Yeah.
It looks like remember in the Power Rangers when they had the fucking head that would show up?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hey, Power Rangers, we need your help.
Bro, this is terrible.
They're just trying to show off like the little bit of
the little bit of graphics they know how to do. I don't know. It's
Why?
the thing is, it's like Flair needs to be. We can barely see him.
Right, just do a promo.
Like, I don't mind you doing a little something, but we can barely see him. I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird.
Yeah, they're just trying to show off. They got a new software and they're trying to
got a new
get
toy.
their money's worth. Yeah.
It's like the Mud Show idiot on this show who gets AI and he just wants to show it off all the time. I tell you, same concept. What a fucking jabroni, whoever that guy is. Fucking moron.
It's AI Buddy Landale.
Boy,
Yeah.
I love how bad that sounds. Anyway, Crockett, I'm sorry, Harper, you got any thoughts on projected Ric Flair? I mean,
This is just show him on TV like you've been doing for 15 fucking years or whatever, how long it's been. 10 years.
I agree.
It's not that fucking hard.
Exactly.
It ain't that fucking hard, guys. We ain't building a rocket. Totally agree. Okay. All right. Well, we continue and we go to the next match. The Colossal Kongs with Harley Race versus...
Misspelled Colossal, by the way.
Let me see. How'd they spell it this time? I don't even pay attention. I say this all the time. After you...
No.
One too many L's at the front there.
After you show me that you can't spell Arn's name right, that's the straw. That's the straw. Like, you can't spell Arn right. So how am I supposed to? At that point, nothing's gonna surprise me. When you spell Arn as Arnie.
But I mean, this is just like, I mean, Arn is a guy's name that's a little different. This is just like a word, colossal, a word in the English language. They can't spell correctly.
Yes. Well, Colossal Kongs defeat Jeff Gamble and Chris Sullivan pretty damn quickly. That is the gambler who gets splashed, and then he's going to take the pinfall and eat the pin for, I believe, the second time on many Saturday night appearances coming up for him. Anyway, Crockett, any thoughts on this one?
No, they don't even get their bath rug robes off.
They rarely do, to be honest with you. This is really weird. They came in around the same time as Harlem Heat. They have these squash matches, and they never do anything with them.
No, they did something with them at Battle Bowl a little bit. I mean, but they don't even mention Battle Bowl. Like, I know, I mean, they obviously did the commentary in post, but they don't even mention that the Kongs are on opposite side of the ring and they're in the Lethal Lottery match. Maybe they're just trying to forget the whole thing happened.
Or maybe this was taped October 6th, and maybe they hadn't even gotten to that point to. I mean, even though they did do the commentary in post. I see what you're saying. They should have at least mentioned it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? It's WCW. Who knows what the hell at this point? And I hate saying it like that, but it is what it is.
That's nice.
It's only going to get better from here.
Hey, it's going to be great. All right, well, Mean Gene plugs the hotline, and then we go to the main event of this week's episode, because it is only a 1 hour edition. Well, it's actually 1 hour and a half, 1.5 hours, but it doesn't have the commercial. So 1 hour edition of Saturday Night.
There's a nose picker.
That was him.
Just the same like group of like 5 fans they've shown like 3 times.
Look, he's got a Bucky shirt on. I'm kidding. I was trying to see what her shirt says airbrushed. See, you can't really read it.
Oh, it's Tony is the second name.
Tony.
That definitely looks like Tony.
It's probably some one of them like spring break shirts.
Well, what? Let's figure this out, Harper. What does she look like? What's her name?
Tammy.
Tammy?
Yeah.
Looks like a Reba. What is that name?
I don't know what that name is on the shirt. I can't read that. You know, that was the one thing about airbrush back then. They would do these old English letters and bull crap on them.
Yeah.
You really couldn't read them unless you just kind of like, really stared real hard. She looks like her name would be Barbara, but that's not what it says on the shirt. That's
Barbara
for damn sure.
or Rachel.
That's a Barbara for sure.
I'm gonna go to beauty school and then I'm gonna be a hairdresser.
Oh boy. All right. Well, on to the main event. Notice, Harper, they didn't show our guy from last week, the demented person.
That guy.
He's there. He's still there. This is the same taping. So he's there somewhere. Where, I don't know. But anyway, we go to this match. It is Sting and Ric Flair. Flair's got Fifi with him. And Ricky Steamboat versus the WCW International World Champion, Rick Rude, and WCW Tag Champion, Nasty Boys and Missy Hyatt. This is like the last 20 minutes of the episode, so it basically takes up a good bit of the show, and it was pretty lengthy. It was like 20 minutes left as soon as they started. But anyway, I have a timestamp at 48:50, but Crockett, before I go there, I wanted to ask if you had anything before that.
I have that exact same timestamp, but yeah, just we're gonna be going into talking about Missy here, but Gary Michael Capetta calls her over on the during the intro the nastiest first lady ever in WCW.
That's nice.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah,
and yeah, Tony says that they're world champions on one side and former world champions on the other side. So, yeah, that's the first timestamp I had. It was Jesse talking about Missy.
All right, so let's go to this now because we know Jesse, he likes to, well, Shivani's trying to explain something to him. Let's just leave it at that. Here it is.
Back with us in the Starcade Control Center next week.
You know what amazes me, Tony? Missy Hyatt must have the fastest growing hair in the universe. I mean, week in and week out, her hair changes in length.
It's extensions, Jess. It's not the real thing, okay?
Extensions?
Yes.
You mean like when people want to be taller, they stick things in their shoes and make them taller?
I guess in many ways, that's right. Her hair is really short, okay? Oh, look at that Steamboat rolling him up.
Oh, it's long. Look how long her hair is, Tony. You're telling me that's a wig?
Yes. Boy, we got a very irate Brian Knobbs now. Steamboat almost pinned him.
Almost caught him off guard.
What about the derogatory?
Okay, I thought it went a little further, but yeah, Jesse's amazed by the extensions that Missy has.
Yeah, I mean that's the early days of that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't know anything about that stuff, but
I'm about to say, is it? I don't know. Women wear wigs forever.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks good on her though.
Harper loves it.
I can't tell.
Harper, you like her with short hair or long hair?
Short hair.
Do you? Why you like the short so much?
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
Doesn't get in the way?
I think she looks hot. That's nice. That's real classy, Michael.
So, would you turn down long-haired Missy?
Yes, of course. No, I wouldn't. Come on.
I'm just asking, bro.
She could shave her head looking like Bull from Night Court. It wouldn't matter.
I remember I went to like the NWA 50th, which is like it happened in New Jersey in like 99, I think. And she was there and she was taking pictures with fans. I forget what the cost was, but it was like a big thing at the thing. Everyone was talking about it because in the picture you could hold her tits.
Oh my God!
And she was 99. There's just that Missy was still Missy at that point.
Right.
What are you trying to say, Crockett?
I did not get a picture of that.
She's not Missy anymore.
Well, I mean, she's a reenactor. She's in a different phase of her career now. But she was looking good in 99.
Didn't stop Jim Ross from doing some plowing.
Come on.
he didn't have to pay to grab those things.
Okay, Jesus. So
come on, Michael.
So this is in 99. Dudes are paying to take a picture where they're fondling them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got it, I guess.
You got the cash.
I mean, look, if somebody would pay Harper to grab his titties, he'd be like, get in line. The line's to the right.
Yeah.
Grab away.
I drove down there 4 hours for no payday, so I wasn't giving her a fucking dime.
That's nice.
It's classy of you. Oh boy. Anything from this one, Crockett?
I got another timestamp if you want to hear more from Jesse at 51:30. If you ever wanted to hear Jesse the Body Ventura sing, this is your opportunity.
All right, let's go to that right now. I got a little bit before that, but here it is.
As he is set to go against Vader for the WCW World Title. Remember, fans, if he does not win the title at Starrcade, then he will walk away from the sport. He will quit World Championship Wrestling.
Goodbye, Nature Boy.
You're wrong, Jeff.
So long, Nature Boy.
You're wrong again.
Goodbye, Nature Boy. We'll see you at Starrcade for the last time. Have I made my prediction, Tony?
Yeah, you have, Jeff.
So long, Nature Boy.
No, wait a minute here. Flair getting ready to...
If Flair's smart, he'll shave his head when it's over with, too. He can start a whole new life.
Side headlock.
All right, Jesse, don't quit your...
Bull from Night Court.
Yeah. Don't quit your day job.
Jesse doing his thing. Match is pretty good. Ricky Steamboat was in there at the beginning to start it, but he was like a non-factor for like 90% of the match. It was all Flair and Sting on the babyface side. There's Sting is in there and takes the heat, and there's a hot tag to Flair, and then Flair takes the heat for a while. So like you said, this thing goes about 20 minutes, so they eat up some time. Oh, I had that timestamp too. Rick Rude does a little dick dancing right into an atomic drop, and of course Rick Rude, famous for his atomic drop sells. They weren't as amazing at this point as they would become, but Rick Rude did a nice atomic drop sell.
You know what I hate about that? I had the timestamp, but if you look at it real good, Harper and Crockett, I'm going to go back. So Rude slams Flair, slams him. He's dick dancing right there, but the camera is off of him. Like he was already swiveling his hips and doing his dick dancing. But the camera misses it. Like you can kind of see as soon as he slams him, he goes into the gyrations. This is what we call expert wrestling analysis here on BTT.
There we go.
Watch. See, he steps, he turns around. He's dick dancing right now. But the camera's not on him. And then the camera gets to him after he's about finished. And then, he takes that atomic drop as only he can do. Man.
Well, wouldn't be the first time that they missed a shot. So,
yeah.
That's how it works, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I have a time step at 102.50 with Flair and Knobs just throwing hands. But do you have another one before that?
I went at 59.14. It says Knobs deadlifts Rick.
Let's see. Flair's on the outside. Flair looks like
we're in the middle of the second heat here.
Do you want audio from it? This. Oh yeah. The gut wrench.
Boom.
Yeah, he just muscled him over, man.
You wouldn't think that if Brian Knobs, but it's 220-pound guy probably, and you got him over.
Yeah, he's a big dude. So then at 102.50, this is actually getting close to the finish. Flair and Knobs start throwing hands, man. It's pretty intense right here. Here it comes. I don't know if Flair was mad or what, but they just start going at it. And the crowd kind of reacted a little bit. But I felt like this crowd was like dead at this point. They're like, all right, we've seen enough wrestling. We're ready to go home. We had enough beer. Time to go put 2 inches inside of Tammy. Ready to go home.
Nice.
That Mongoloid from last week is halfway home by now.
I've seen enough wrestling for the week. I'm glad I got to see TV taping next time I come in here. But Tammy, let's go home. I got to get me some. I'm going to take it all night. Give you this silver bullet, all 2.5 inches of it.
Silver bullet.
All right. Anyway, Crockett, anything before I go to the finish?
You can tell at this point that there was something going on. There was going to be something with the two Ricks again, because they did a wonky finish at Halloween Havoc between Rick Rude and Ric Flair. And I mean, this is obviously all before the Sid and Arn thing. So you could tell that they were setting up something for Ric Flair and Rick Rude for Starrcade, but obviously that didn't come to be. So this is kind of playing into that a little bit. But obviously they moved Flair to the main event position. But for some reason, like Fifi appears out of nowhere. Fifi didn't come down to the ring with them. All of a sudden, Fifi's there. I'm not sure where the hell she came from. But
and it's like it's Ric Flair without the Horseman.
Yeah. I agree. It's weird because Flair's tagging with Sting and Steamboat, and it didn't make much sense. You know what else didn't make sense? Well, it made sense, but if you watch the finish, oh my God. So Crockett was starting to get into it, but like all 6 guys are in the ring, and if you watch, there's a rude awakening on Steamboat, and then Sting then pins Rude with, I don't even know how to describe this roll up. I don't know what was being attempted. So watch, Rude hits Steamboat, and then the camera pans away. What was that?
I have no idea.
I don't even know what he was trying.
I don't know what they were trying to do. Yeah. It looks like maybe it was supposed to be a small package, but their legs kind of didn't get connected. If you look, like Rude puts his legs up in the air, but they were supposed to come together there.
I think that's what it was, and he missed it. And
I see it right.
And then he does a bridge hook. I don't know how to describe it. It was very weird looking, more than anything. Just a strange pinfall, kind of a strange match. I'm going to call it directionless because this is taped October the 6th, and here we are 7 weeks later on the 27th of November airing it.
God, that's almost 2 months.
It's especially weird when you consider where we are in today's time frame, where it's old 30 minutes later.
Right.
Yeah. That's nothing compared to the worldwide stuff, which is, they're airing like 4-month-old stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We talked about that when they first started the tapings there. It's, they're 3 months out. Like they got 12 weeks worth of programming, which is really
they would
odd.
literally, they do like 4 days in a row and literally tape like 4 months at least of content.
Right. Bischoff talked about it he's got a episode where I think it's called WCW Goes to Disney or something like that. And we had re-listened to it when they first started going to Disney, and they did that one Saturday night there. Saturday night's still a center stage, but all the worldwides and stuff are at Disney right now. And you're right. Yeah. They like Bischoff just trying to explain how they would do like the, champions and belts. And he's like, man, you got to, plan out 3 months in advance. And it just created a lot of challenges. But
yeah, you remember, I think you guys talked about it a couple weeks ago. Remember when Steve Regal stepped in for Brian Pillman and they lost the tag titles? I think that was because like I forget who the other team was. Was the Nasties? I forget who the other team was, but they had already been on they already taped them appearing on Worldwide as the champions. So
yeah.
The fact that Pillman wasn't there, they still had to change the belt. So they just put Regal in there and just did the title change because they had to. Yeah, like
they almost booked themselves into a corner, or they did.
Multiple times,
and it forces them to do something that they didn't have planned because of what they were doing. Yeah, just really weird. But hey, we were watching it. I watched the hell out of some Worldwide, even though it was 3 months out. It's crazy. Like I really used to watch the piss out of that show at one point in the mid-90s.
We didn't really get. I know I'd seen some of those Disney shows, but we didn't have like Worldwide was on like a weird time, like overnight, and I don't think I.
Yeah, I used to watch it.
Much. Yeah.
I don't remember what station it came on, but I watched the hell out of Worldwide at that, in the mid 90s. I even watched WCW Prime, which was on Prime Sports. I don't even remember when that came on. That was on it was on cable. It was like channel 42 in New Orleans. I remember watching that. It was similar to Worldwide. It did the same vibe, same type of taping and everything. I remember at one point Dusty Rhodes was one of the commentators for Prime. So yeah, I used to watch all that dumb stuff. Not too much wrestling back then. But one of the things I used to love about those shows like Prime and Worldwide, that's when I became like fans of like the enhancement talent.
Right. For real.
Like, because that's when like the Gambler, I became a fan of him. State Patrol. Like you'd see all these, I don't know what was their name? It was, Jesus Christ. They wore construction hats.
Oh, Men at Work.
Men at Work. Yeah.
Yeah. With Mortis.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Was it Mark Starr? Was the other one, I think?
Yeah. Mark Starr and,
Chris Canyon. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Canyon.
Men at Work. Like, I just remember all those ridiculous enhancement talents.
Those guys that were like,
sort of conduct.
Craig Pitbull Pittman.
Yeah.
Cobra. The guy that his entrance music was like Morse code. Like did he because he had a military gimmick.
Yeah.
He wore like the fucking beret.
Yeah.
So his music was the Morse code deal.
Yeah.
Like in the military, if you're doing Morse code.
And then it became Fake Sting, right?
Right.
That's why I think you guys really stick with Saturday Night when the Nitro thing happens, because you'll see all those half-ass guys. You don't.
I mean, I
deal
feel
with
like
the NWO.
No, it's funny you say that.
Remember Roadblock?
Roadblock, yes. I remember Roadblock. But you see all and that was the thing, because once Saturday Night becomes the B show, you get a lot of those guys also on Saturday Night, not just on Worldwide and whatnot. I remember, I swear, I'm going to have to go look this up, but I could swear that Fit Finley, who at that time was the Belfast Bruiser, I could swear he debuted on Saturday Night and not a Nitro or anything. Like, I feel like
probably.
I want to, because I remember watching that, and I remember because I remember them going, "Who's this guy?" And I don't think it was on Nitro. I swear it was on Saturday Night. I don't think it was on Worldwide. But even though it was the B show, you would still get like little stuff like that would happen. But again, the main thing was, once it becomes the B show, you're getting all the enhancement talents on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good stuff. Like at a time, I don't know. I don't want to bail on Saturday Night. I can tell you that much. Plus, who's covered Saturday Night from that era at this point? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. You got 10,000 Monday Night Wars podcasts. Yeah. Do something a little different.
Yeah. I'm with you. All right. Well, it's time to hand out the Rolex, the Toot Toot, and to rate this damn show. Before we do so, just a quick reminder, the only way to get access to our Patreon shows is by going to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That is tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You can get Battle Bowl, which aired last week. Plus, you can get all of our WCW pay-per-views dating back to 1985 on Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Plus, we've done 25 clashes at this point. Those are all there. The JV Goon Squad shows, the World Class shows with Lance and myself, all available on Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Plus, video versions of almost all of the shows that we reviewed are available there as well. There you can see Harper break down the people in the crowd, because that seems to be something he definitely enjoys doing each and every week. It certainly isn't reviewing some of this wrestling. Anyway, time to rate it. Hand out the Toot Toot. Harper, what are you gonna rate this thing?
Rate this?
Yeah.
I don't. Sure.
Was it worse?
C?
Was it worse than Battle Bowl?
No, nothing's worse than Battle Bowl.
Okay.
No.
Good. I didn't think so.
Yeah, I what do you want me to tell you?
Okay. Well, a C is fine. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
All right. Crockett, what about you? What you giving us?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good show. It wasn't a bad show. It basically just existed. It was just a show. So it's got to be C right down the middle.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough. C right down the middle. I think I'm gonna go to C as well. Which now comes the hard part.
Yeah.
That's what she said, right, Harper?
Yeah.
Harper, who are you gonna give your Toot Toot or Rolex to?
I don't fucking who.
I don't.
Who do you give it to?
This is one of the hardest ones. I fully admit.
Yeah, I mean, this was just a bunch of like wah.
Yeah, last taping of last set of tapings of this night, and everyone's tired and ready to fucking leave, and yeah, it's evident.
Exactly. I didn't know what that means, but yeah.
So who gets it?
I'm rude because he hasn't fucked his back up yet.
Wow. Okay.
And I know it's coming up. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw him. I was like, man, that's gotta be getting close.
Okay. So Harper goes with Rick Rude. Who are you giving yours to, Crockett?
Jesus.
It's hard.
You think I'd have a second to think about it while you're asking Harper, but that's Jesus. There's nothing, like literally this show existed. Nothing stands out about the show at all. There's no like this one promo with Ice Train and that fucking R2D2 promo with Flair. There's literally nothing that's
your only hope.
Yeah.
Flair.
Fuck, I'll give it to shit. Let's give it to Jesse.
Boy, Doc knows a one to take off, huh?
He sure does.
He really knew when to take off for Battle Bowl. I got to give him credit on that one because
and this too.
Man,
yeah,
I got to give him credit on that one because. So who did you give yours to, Crockett?
Jesse. Jesse's the only one having fun.
Okay.
Who you got? Let's impress us. Who do you have?
Yeah.
Who were you able to single out?
I'm gonna give it to Harlem Heat.
Oh, motherfucker! Oh, Jesus!
Got that diversity up in this bitch. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? And we got Ron Simmons getting the victory too, and we got Ron Simmons telling Ice Train, don't you look at her ass, you look at my ass. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna give it to Ron Simmons for telling Ice Train, stop looking at her ass, look at my ass. I'm not making it up. You heard him.
Yeah.
You heard him there. Okay. Oh,
worst things
boy.
to look at. It's definitely worse things to look at.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. There are definitely worse things to look at.
Like that guy last week.
Jesus Christ, that guy. All right. On that note, that almost wraps things up for this week's show. I want to send a quick reminder to you all. First, become a patron, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. Would appreciate it. Next, if you listen to this on the night it drops on YouTube on June 25th, drops on everywhere else June 26th. If you listen to it on either one of those 2 days and you're going to BTT Wildkat X-Rated, I will see you with Harper and Crockett on June the 27th at Southport Hall in New Orleans, Louisiana for the annual BTT Listener Meetup. So looking forward to seeing everybody who's going. And if you are still on the fence, I would just say tickets, if they're available, I will post the link in the show description. That way you can, get your tickets and make the show. Lastly, make sure you repost the show on Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, X, whatever it's called now. It definitely helps the show grow. So make sure you repost it when I share it there. I'd appreciate it very, very much. And then lastly, a second time, I'll throw it to Crockett. Crockett, anything you want to tell us? Anything going on the WPAN before we get out of here?
Nothing happening. Nothing at all. I'm ready for X-Rated tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, as this airs. That's a good point. Tomorrow night.
Yes.
Yeah. Going to be a fun one. We'll have fun. We'll get you 2 Michelob Ultras. You'll be toasty from that. Something tells me you can't hold your liquor. It just seems like that, just based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah, we can go to the fucking John Lafitte blacksmith shop and do all that kind of touristy stuff.
We should take them to the Civil War Museum.
Ugh.
Oh God, that's still there?
I don't know. I just said it. They took us on. They took us there on a field trip when I was in like 5th grade. I remember going to it. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. So that'll be Friday. Friday night's the show, and like I said, we're going to be doing something special. Hopefully after the show, we've got planned. So there's that. But looking forward to seeing everybody there. So nothing going on in WPAN, but you will see all the listeners that are making the trek to New Orleans for X-Rated. So that's a good thing. All right. On that note, I guess we're going to get out of here unless you got anything else, Crockett.
No, I'm good.
All right. Harper, hit the tagline. Let's roll.
Book it, biatch.
Hey fellas, this is Sparks. Congratulations on BTT making it 10 years and a big additional pat on the back for not missing a single week of new programming during that time, which is just ridiculous to even think about. I think what you should be most proud of, though, is the community you've built with all us fellow derelicts. It's amazing how even after the way the show has grown so much, it still feels like everybody's just hanging with the crew, listening and talking about it out in the world. I know I've personally met a lot of folks and done a lot of stuff I otherwise would never have if it wasn't for the show. So congratulations again. Thanks, and book it, bitch.
Hey, this is Rich Burris, proud degenerate member of the BTT Army and a Patreon member because I'm not a freeloader. That seems to really piss Doc off. Just want to wish the guys a happy 10th birthday for booking the territory. And I'm not going to give flowers. No. We're going to give out the Rolexes to Doc, Harper, and Mills. And a little extra, I'm going to get a Super Bowl ring to Doc. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a Cowboys one. I'm going to give a crate of Count Chocula for Harper and a cravat of the finest Tennessee for Mr. Mike Mills for putting up with all their bullshit. Happy 10th anniversary, guys.
Hey, guys, this is Jose Corona. Hey, Doc, I do exist. I just wanted to chime in and wish you guys a happy 10th anniversary, and may there be many, many, many years more of circle, circle, dot, dot. Mike, I wanted to thank you for being the head honcho of this debauchery and sort of being on top of things and being emotional support for when my mom passed away. It was quite the thing. Doc, you always make me laugh with your one-liners and your debauchery, whether it's Tavares Jackson, Nancy Sullivan, blaming Lex Luger for killing Liz, and Harper's words of wisdom. I've gotten my sister to use kids are like termites to your checking account because my niece is freshman in college now, so they're a lot more expensive. Congratulations and many, many more years.
Hello, guys. This is Greg Sororta calling from Brooklyn, New York. I wanted to congratulate you on 10 years. Wish you 10 more years of wrestling and butt eating and all that good stuff. Bye.
Mikey and DFW here. 10 years. Goddamn, pal. It's a hell of a run. But I have to credit to Mills and Harper and Turner. What? I go to high school fucking with them? Shit, here's to 10 more and 10 more after that. Watch out for Bigfoot. Watch out for coyotes. And whatever you do, don't fuck an Xbox. Keep it up, guys.
Hello, fellas. Sorry, didn't hear the beep, or I wasn't paying attention. Kind of like Harper. Either way, this is the longest suffering member of the BTT Army, the one you've all forgotten. The one that Michael once sent me a Twitter message or X message, whatever it's called, about 10 years ago this August, begging me to listen, and then now all he talks about is cranking Zaborski or Matt Wilson and his love for Harper's only friend. Fellas, thank you for getting me through the hard times, the good times, the bad times. 10 years. Wow. Who would have thought way back whenever Michael Tarver was putting us all to sleep with an interview and Mike and Doc were talking about the latest Raw that we'd be here 10 years later with you guys talking about Missy Heights, panties for sale. Congratulations, 10 years, successfulness. Once again, your longest suffering member. I'd say I love you guys, but I think it's just that Stockholm Syndrome. Chris Zapita, signing out.
Hey, congratulations on your anniversary. I love the podcast. Hope you guys are around for some more. Later.
Hey guys, it's the best days ever. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me personally since I found your show in 2019. I was going through a rough time in my life. You guys and the rest of the Army were there for me when my son was sick and in the hospital. You guys were there for me when I lost my mom back in 2023, and she enjoyed the show as well. Then you guys have been there for me for some of my greatest triumphs in life, like getting remarried and having my daughter. And you guys kept me alive when I was driving bus overnight for a while from listening to the show. So just thank you, and let's see what the next 10 years brings. Book it, bitch.
Hello, Mike, Doc, and Harper. Congratulations on 10 years. Hey, it's Rick in St. Louis. Congratulations again to 10 years. Here's to another 10 more. P.S. How about having a drop there? Everything was airtight, brother. So you can play that on the podcast and everything's we're not airtight. So, again, congrats, kids. Love you.
Brother Mills, Brother Harper. This is Brother Nate from the Kings of Sport and the Nefarious Media Network. And 10 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to hop on the Booking the Territories line. So I said the line I'm about to say, Terry Bollea is not a real American in any way. What's going on, fellas? I just wanted to send some congratulations to you and the rest of the team on 10 years, man. 10 years in the podcast game is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you do it at the level that you guys do. Mike Mills, you know you're one of my favorite people in this space, brother, despite your fatal flaw of being a Saints fan. But we're not going to talk about that right now. This is not the time for division. This is the time for unity. I mean, united, not a divider, brother. And yes, going back to our very first conversation when you reached out to me after the Hogan sex tape dropped, which is a crazy thing to say that we all had to live through and experience. We had a great time on that episode, and you've come on our show a bunch of times. I've guested on your show a bunch of times, and it's always a good time, brother. Wish we could talk more, but I understand, man. In the busy world that we live in, we make time when we can. So I made a little bit of time today. I'm actually at the job right now, but I had to hop on and tell everybody, man, Booking the Territories, 10 years long, 10 years strong, ain't going nowhere. So congratulations to both of you boys. And Mike Mills, you know, I got a lot of love for you, brother. So I just got one last thing to say to you, my friend. Rise up. Nate Milton, I'm out.
This is one of the last two real patrons of the quarter, Will Hartkey here, to give the BTT gang their flowers. As one of the damn near OG members of the BTT Army, I can't thank you enough for 10 years of debauchery, laughter, and intelligent old-school wrestling conversation. Mike, you manage the chaos that Doc Harper brings to the best three-man booth in podcasting like Bobby Heenan managed his family. Harper, you make me laugh so hard that I damn near shit myself on a weekly basis, or whenever you decide to show up. And now to give Doc all the flowers he deserves.
Hey guys, this is Phil Mantagas. I figured I would not try to be funny and just be serious for a minute here and tell you guys how much I appreciate it. Happy 10-year anniversary. Love you guys, love the Army. You guys have got me through a lot of times just making me laugh or just making me think. So I really appreciate you guys and continue to be a blessing. Thank you.
Hey, this is Carniac. I've been listening for about 8 years. My favorite show moment was when Heath Evans got fired from the NFL Network, and Harper said, she was asking for it. But keep it up, guys, and if it don't snow, it don't blow. Book it, bitch.
Jim, Brian,
BTT guys. Just wanted to say a happy 10th anniversary and a happy birthday month for you guys. This is Brian in the suburbs of Chicago. Just want to thank you for all the laughs and joy that you've brought to me over the years. Particularly memorable moments are the Death Girl story, the towel, Dick's very expensive towel that some guy used to wipe his ass with, and of course the Thanksgiving Day tradition of the blessing, which has me laughing evermore. So have a great birthday month. Continue the great work, and love to you, Mike, Harper, and even Doc, the Dallas Cowboys fan. This is Brian saying, be blessed and be a blessing.
What the fuck are we doing with this fucking voicemail 10-year anniversary bullshit? Happy 10-year anniversary, Booking the Territory. I've made some great friends through this podcast. It is the only one that I listen to on a consistent basis. Mike Mills still ain't worth shit. Harper, you the man. And rest in peace, Rob Silver. Doc, you're all right. Sometimes. This is Michael Angel. Oh, yeah, this is Big Mike again. I had to say shout out to D-Man. We need another episode. And we need another uncensored, unfiltered, not classy live stream. We need that ASAP. That's what we need to do to celebrate this 10-year anniversary. Since you guys are busy slapping yourselves over the back, don't break your arms patting yourselves on the back for 10 years. But happy 10-year anniversary. Rest in peace, Rob Silver. Michael Angel is out.
What's up, BTT gang? This is Ducky, your boy Ducky, checking in with y'all. Happy 10th anniversary. You guys rock. But one thing for you, Mills. If you move, I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but don't move. Keep up the good work, guys. Love y'all. Mean it. Peace out.
BTT crew, Facebook shitposter and frequent YouTube commenter Matt Wilson. Congrats on 10 years. I haven't been listening since the start, but it has been 6+ years, I think. There have been so many moments over the years that have made me laugh out loud, but I think my top overall would be the Kenny's Key West stories, Harper telling us about Me TV tunes, and constantly ridiculing the Smoky Mountain rednecks. Thank you for the endless amounts of content you have provided us with throughout the years. Doc, Harper, and Mike, thanks for always working the room and making me laugh. And a special thanks to the Jimmy Jam of the crew, Mike Crockett, and the star of the Lance cast, Lance Peterson. Take care, guys.
Hey guys, this is Mark Buffalo up in Arkansas. Just wanted to say thank you for the last 10 years. I guess I've probably been listening about 8 or 9. When my wife died in December of 2020, Mike reached out to me. Maybe I made a post or something in the group, but just wanted to say thank you for all you guys do, making me laugh my ass off every fucking day. I'm always going back and listening to something on Patreon. Yeah. My favorite episode still is Harper hooking up with now Lady Harper. Y'all have a great fucking day, and here's your flowers.
I'm just going to say I love the show. You guys are the reason why I don't pay for any other websites anymore, because I discovered you guys and realized there was high quality ad-free podcast out there, and it's like, why bother paying for someone else? Thank you guys. Here's to the next 10 years. Bye.
This is Corky. I want to wish Booking the Territory a happy 10th anniversary. Book it, bitch.
This is AI Space Bay, #1 Crockhead, calling from Kenny's Key West, right next to the new Buc-ee's, calling to give flowers to Mike, Doc, and Harper for a whole ass decade of smoothing up in us. You know, I don't want to put myself over, but sometimes I work myself into a shoot and I just start walking toward that Burger King cooler, you know what I mean? But then I listen to the show and laugh, and I say, whoa, I ain't gonna do the Von Erich thing. So we only have a minute. Shit, that's nice. All right, thanks guys. Boogie bitch.
This here's the wrestling curmudgeon. I can't believe it's been 10 years and that there Mike Mills, he ain't even sent me $1 yet for my heart operation. And that Doc Turner, I know he's spending all his money on the hoochie coochie girls and the bear gardens. But thank the Lord for that fine Christian athlete hard-body Harper. He done sent me 2 of them there coyotes to make me feel better. And Lordy, they have. Louisa, honey, you go get my arthritis medicine? Oh no, Rosario, you just keep doing what you're doing, honey. Oh Lord, happy anniversary, boys.
Fellas, this is acclaimed 5-star reviewer known as Nate Atlas. This is world-renowned 5-star reviewer Nate Atlas. I just want to say congrats to the boys for 10 years of podcasting. I will stick with my original assertion in my review that these guys are the best friends you'll never have. It might feel like you're hanging out with old high school buddies. What, did you go to high school with them? But you'll never meet them. You can, however, listen to them pile drive hilarious content into your eardrums every week. In all seriousness, I look forward to this every week. Best to Mike, Doc, and Harper. Here's to 10 more years, guys. I shit the bed on my first round. Here's my second round. Hoping it makes the cut. All right, boys. Bye.
Hey, it's Chris Zauha. It's not Zonja. It's Zauha. I told you guys 50 times, and you don't listen. Anyway, happy birthday to Book of the Territory. And I'll be listening for another 10 years, another 15 years if you keep it going. Told you. Bye.
Hey, it's Joe Murata from OVP Podcast, your northern counterparts, and I'd like to salute our southern fried brethren for 10 years of doing this crap. Listen, I know it's not an easy job, especially dealing with Crockett, but I guess somebody has to do it. All right, well, nobody has to, but for some reason, you gentlemen have chosen to. In 10 years, that's a long time. You know, as a fellow podcaster who knows what it takes to do this every week, I just want to say, you need to try harder. It's pathetic. What are you doing? Now, but in all seriousness, guys, thank you for all of your support over the years, the camaraderie, the hot stone massages. It's all appreciated, and I really do love you guys. It's nice to know that there's other maladjusted people out there talking about old wrestling every week instead of doing something more productive to society. But in all seriousness, congratulations on 10 years. Keep being unprofessional, stay classy, and don't forget to wipe.
Hey, this is Craig Walston. I'm calling to wish BTT guys and the I guess Crockett too. Does he count? Happy 10th anniversary. I've enjoyed the ripping on Tim Horner, SMW, Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, Willie Willie, Manny Fernandez, and of course the D-Man. And learned a lot about New Orleans, I guess unintentionally. I still don't know what's wrong with the West Bank, but maybe you guys will explain that. But anyway, happy 10th birthday, and let's drink to many more. Thanks.
Hello, bands.
They call it a decade. I call it great success for all. I'm Half Pint, and I for damn sure am glad to be a part of this group. You guys are awesome. Let's go another 10 years. Hell, let's go another 20. What's the worst that could happen? Am I right, guys?
Hey, Stavorsky, just wanted to say congratulations to Mike, Doc, and Harper for a decade of quality programming. Thanks for cranking out episodes for that long time, and you're welcome. Bye.
Hey guys, it's Dan Rackley, Tim Horner's biggest fan, and congratulations on 10 years. You know, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and nothing out there jumps on me, slaps me, or gets me in the mood quite like Booking the Territory. When a podcast can raise people from the dead, cure potentially contagious illnesses, and honestly make you feel like laughing when you just don't feel like laughing anymore, you know it's good. Congratulations, guys. You always give me the relief I need.
Yeah, I'm hearing through the grapevine that it's the BTT 10th year anniversary. So I just want to congratulate you guys. Mike, Cock, Harper. You guys keep doing a great job. This is the Irish legend from the West Bank, the D-Man. Just want to say, Harper, real piece of shit, but you're my piece of shit. You're definitely an example why lions eat their young. Cock, you're about as interesting to listen to, and it's about as fun as watching Schindler's List. And Mike, you definitely got a face for podcasts. Couple of quick shout-outs. Shout out to Epcot. Shout out to Hooters Wings and Curly's. Shout out to Mary Lou Hennon of Prom. Shout out to RJ McGrady. And last but not least, shout out to the Irish Nation and all my Celtic brothers and sisters. D-Man out. You dig?